So in the last 30 days, I've been able to generate about $21,000, which is about £17,000 as a full-time YouTuber with less than 1,000 subscribers and without having to spend hours and hours and hours a day slaving away behind the camera producing content. You can check on my account. I've actually not posted a video for about a month, and that is because of the business model that I run from my YouTube channel. So in this video, I want to explain how I'm able to not only make that amount of money from a very small YouTube channel and how you can do the same thing as well, but I also want to explain the business model that I run and how I'm able to actually make money from quite often the work that I put in January, February, and March. And the reason why I do that, and just kind of really quickly summarize what I do, is essentially I stack monthly recurring revenue. And that means that I bring on customers and clients in the month of January, February, and March that continue paying me a monthly subscription to my products, my coaching, my consulting programs. And more often than not, they stay on for 3 to 6 months at a time, which means that the legwork that I put in January and February is paying me at the moment still. Those customers that I brought on in January are still paying me in April, which is insane. So that means I don't have to spend hours a day slaving away behind my laptop and my phone and my cameras trying to produce content so I can bring on more customers, and I'm not chasing down business every single month. So here's how I'm able to do that. So I'm going to break this video up into 2 parts. Number 1, what does it mean to be a full-time YouTuber and how can you do that with less than 1,000 subscribers? Number 2 is what is the business model and how you can actually make money from it and what you can actually sell and how do you actually stack monthly recurring revenue. Let's talk about being a full-time YouTuber and what that actually means and why you should become a full-time YouTuber. Now, it kind of all encompassing within being a YouTuber, I mean, kind of a content creator, posting content online. So Instagram content, TikTok content, YouTube content, doesn't matter where it is, posting content online by far and away is the best vehicle of opportunity for any online entrepreneur right now. The reason why I say this is very simple. Just go onto YouTube, just as a quick experiment after this video. Go onto the main homepage of YouTube, and I guarantee you, every single online entrepreneur that's telling you to start dropshipping or Amazon FBA or become a copywriter or a growth operator, whatever it is, just check the description of every single person that's filming those videos, okay? And just do some due diligence, have a look at what they're actually doing to make their money, okay? Because more often than not, these people do not lie about how much they make, but they do often lie about the method that they use to make that money. And for example, if someone says that they make $300,000 a month as a copywriter, more often than not, they make $300,000 a month, but they're not doing it by copywriting. They are doing it through their personal brand, through posting content online, whether that's on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube. And you can very easily prove that this is the case by, more often than not, they have their program in their description, which is probably a school community, and you can see how much they charge for it, and you can see the number of members, you can reverse engineer the maths, and you can see this is how much they're making. So they're making money from their content, posting content online on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, not from being a growth operator or from being a dropshipper or whatever it is. Well, the reason why this works so effectively is quite simple. When was the last time you bought something from someone that you didn't even know existed? Like a complete random stranger. For example, someone who sent you a random cold DM on a random Tuesday afternoon. It's very, very rare that you do that. If you buy something from a brand, it's more often than not because you've bought from that brand before, you have a relationship with that brand, or you get a lot of their marketing campaigns. And if you buy something online, it's more often than not, it's from some form of content creator. You might have bought a course before, or you might have bought some coaching or consulting or whatever it is. You've bought it from someone that produces content online. The reason why you don't buy from strangers is because you don't know who they are. You don't trust them. You wouldn't trust someone with your money if you've never met them before. So when these people are telling you to make money online by sending cold DMs and cold emails, like functionally that business model is flawed, because if you wouldn't buy something through that method that they're teaching, then why would someone buy something from you through cold DMs and cold emails? It just doesn't work. The reason why posting content online can allow you to make so much money is because of 2 things. Number 1, it is one-to-many marketing. And number 2, you build customer rapport and relationships and you build trust through the camera. So what is one-to-many marketing? One-to-many marketing basically means you produce one piece of content, you put in one action to reach many people, like a large group of people. And what I mean by that is maybe it takes me 40 minutes to film this video, right? Maybe it takes me an hour and a half to film it and cut it together and put it on YouTube. But that one video that I built and that I made can go on to be cut up into short form pieces of content that I post on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts. But it can also be the long form piece of content that goes onto YouTube long form as well. All right. Now that one piece of content is going to go out and reach maybe 100,000 people. So that's one input that I do that reaches 100,000 people. Whereas if you send cold DMs, for example, on Instagram to try and sign clients for your social media marketing agency, something that we call one-to-one marketing, which basically means you have to send one DM to this one prospect in order to have a conversation. And then you've got to have a whole conversation with that prospect. More often than not, if they don't respond, you go on to the next prospect and you personally send another DM to this one other prospect. So one input for one output, one input for one output. With the YouTube video, it's one input for 100,000 outputs. Now we have to look at what the input is, right? What is your message? What are you trying to sell? Whether it's a social media marketing agency, whether you're trying to sell digital products, or doesn't even matter what the thing is you're trying to tangibly sell, that's kind of somewhat irrelevant. But the point is if you're sending cold DMs, you have to convince this one person that you're messaging to buy that one product. If they don't, you go on to the next person. Then you've got to convince that other person to buy that digital product. Whereas if you film a YouTube video, you can package your product, your solution, your marketing message for that product in one video, which can be seen by 100,000 people, and it takes you an hour to film. That is functionally why YouTube works. That is why you can make money on YouTube. Now, the second part to this is how you can actually make money from a small YouTube channel. Now, I've been in business for quite a long time. I also have another YouTube channel with over 150,000 subscribers, and I'm very good at creating content, and I know what works, and I understand marketing, and I know how to sell my products, which means that for someone like me, I can actually make a lot of money from a very small YouTube channel. Whereas someone like you that is perhaps a beginner may not be able to make a lot of money from a very small YouTube channel, but you can make some money. At the very least, you can make an extra $1,000 a month. Okay, so now you should realize that every single online entrepreneur out there right now that is telling you to become a dropshipper is not making money from their dropshipping. They are making money from their dropshipping programs. What you have to do now is you have to work out, what is your YouTube channel going to be about? What are you actually going to teach people? What are you actually going to sell? What is the product? What is the tangible thing that you're going to use to make money? Again, you have options here. Now, the best thing about posting content online is it's something that we call negative cost advertising. More often than not, when you reach a benchmark, for example, on YouTube, it's like, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, something like that. If you reach that benchmark, more often than not, you get paid to produce content. You get YouTube AdSense. Now, the best part behind that is if you are selling your programs in your videos, you are now getting paid to advertise your own products. Whereas if you are trying to run a dropshipping store, you have to pay YouTube or pay Facebook or pay Instagram in ad spend in order to get someone to buy your product. So you're outputting money to get money in. Whereas on YouTube, you can get paid money to then sell your products. It's negative cost advertising. So you can make money in two formats. Number one is through the platforms that pay you money from getting views, but also you can make money through selling your own products. Okay, so now the question is, what is the product that you're selling? What is the YouTube video that you're filming? Really simply, you can do pretty much whatever you want. You have complete creative freedom, complete reign on making money online, pretty much with anything that you want. And it really is that simple. I know you probably don't believe me right now, but trust me, you can make a lot of money in any industry, in any niche, with any product, without any experience. I've got a YouTube channel with 150,000 subscribers, and it just talks about Photoshop and Lightroom, right? It's not exactly a high value skill set, but I was able to make 6 figures online at the age of about 18 from that business because other people wanted to learn how to get better at Lightroom and get better at Photoshop. That was a skill that people wanted to acquire. So I sold digital products, which were like preset packs and different courses and things like that to help people get better at editing photos. I made about 6 figures a year online from that YouTube channel. Now, there are two categories that you can fall into here. There's a category of an expert, someone that is extremely good at what they do. And if that's you, trust me, you'll know it. For example, for me, I would put myself a little bit more under the expert category because I know how to build YouTube channels, how to build a personal brand, and how to turn it into a multi-6 figure a year business. A lot of people want to learn how to do that one thing. That is the category that I fall under, expert. If that's not you, you'll fall into the second category of people, which is someone that is trying to learn a skill, solve a problem, or trying to get good at something and is in that process of doing something. So for example, if you are trying to learn how to build no-code software, for example, let's say you're trying to learn how to build a no-code software. You can start a YouTube channel that just documents the process of you building your no-code software. Now what you can do is you can create a program that can build a community, that can sell a course and just teach people as you're doing it. Like, people will still be behind you. They'll still want to learn how to do it, but also there's value in bringing a community of people together that are all doing the same thing, that are all trying to solve the same problem, or all trying to learn the same skill set because they can learn from each other, right? Whereas over here with an expert, sometimes it's worse because everyone then has to learn from me specifically. Whereas over here, you can sell something that people can learn from each other and you don't actually have to really help people that much because they're learning from the entire community. The final part is, how do you package that into a product? Now you have a few options. Depending on your level of sales experience and marketing experience, you can pick whichever one works for you. I'm gonna put them into 3 buckets. You've got low ticket, mid ticket, and high ticket. Low ticket is very low effort, low fulfillment. You basically charge like $50, something like that. It's very, very cheap for people to buy, which means you don't have to have any real sales or marketing experience to sell a product for that cheap. If you're a brand new beginner, I'd recommend starting at low ticket. You've got mid ticket, that is about $200 or $500, right? That's a decent priced program that you're trying to sell. Now, at $500 or $300, you're probably not doing sales calls because it doesn't make sense, but you do have to have a slightly more advanced funnel to sell a product that's that expensive with a better form of marketing to be able to get people to buy it because it's harder to sell because it's more expensive. Benefits to this, you have to get less customers to reach your financial goal. And then the downside of this is people are paying more, so you have to be able to provide a better service and a better product. So if you're a beginner, probably not going to be the best. So I'd put that as like intermediate level. And the final thing is high ticket. This is if you're experienced. If you're good at sales, you're good at marketing, and you know how to bring on clients and deliver a great service, that's when you charge $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 for a service or for a product you're trying to sell, right? That's high ticket. More often with that, you have to sell something through sales schools, which means you have to be good at sales. Depending on your level of experience, you can literally just sell anything that you want and then just pick your price point. And trust me, if this doesn't make sense, just go onto YouTube, look at your favorite influencers, people that are posting content online, go to their descriptions, and you'll see that they're selling some form of product. If there's someone that you've always wanted to be like, you always want to produce content just like them, just create the same product or something that's very, very similar to them and just sell it through your own YouTube description. The reason why I've been able to make $21,000 throughout the month of April without really posting a single video online, all while working on my backend and rebuilding my entire programs, simply because I have monthly recurring revenue. Basically what that means is rather than charging $50 or $300 or $2,000, you charge $50 per month, $300 per month, $2,000 per month. What that means is you have to provide that same service every single month to the same customer. Then what you have to do is you have to work on lifetime value. How do you get your customers to stay for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months so they don't stop paying you? If you can retain customers, it means you don't have to bring on thousands of new customers or hundreds of new customers every single month to reach the same amount of money that you made the month prior. What I mean by this is, say for example with dropshipping, right? It's a one-time product you're selling once to one person. So you go ahead, maybe you make $5,000 in month one. Your profit margins are probably about 15 to 20%. Maybe you make $1,000 profit in month one. Month two, you have to go out and you have to find 100 new customers, right? Or 200 new customers, and you've got to make an extra $5,000. Again, your profit margins, 20%, you make $1,000 profit. Over the course of 2 months, your revenue has been $10,000 and your profit has been $2,000. With digital products through a YouTube channel where you're charging a monthly subscription, you can go in, make $5,000 in month one. You're profiting about 95% profit margin, 90% profit margin. Maybe you're taking home $4,500 a month in profit. In month two, you go out and you find a bunch of new customers and you bring on $5,000 in new revenue, plus you have the $5,000 from the month prior. So now you're making $10,000 in month two, and you're making $9,000 in profit. It means in 2 months with a digital product where you're charging a monthly subscription through YouTube, not only do you make $15,000 in revenue, but you also take home 90% or 95% net margins, which means you take home about $14,000 or $13,000. This is the $2,000 that you would make from a dropshipping store. The reason why this is great is because it means that you don't have to stress or worry about where your next customer is coming from. So if you have any questions about how you can build a YouTube channel and make money online through this method, just leave any questions down below in the comments and I'll be more than happy to film a video and try and help you guys answer those questions. And go ahead and follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'll leave all my links down below in the description as well.